A minute 30 until this joint start of classes 5, 6 and 7.
This is going to be a tricky one for this class because the breeze has dropped but the tide hasn't, and the tide's going against them, so it's going to be quite tricky for them to work their way across the tide. Also because these are boats that are some of the smaller boats in the fleet, and so it's that much harder for them to get across the tide. But the incentive to start at the pin end for them is still there, and I don't blame them, because that is where there is more breeze down on that on the pin end, the outer end of the line, the northernmost end of the line. But they are in the stronger tide. But the good thing is the angle they can sort of, as I say, heat it up, which is sailing a little bit closer to the wind to actually get a bit more speed out of the boat to get over the tide. And interesting, out of the fleets here, we've got a little Sonata called Joey, which I believe is one of the youth teams.
That's right, yes.
And they've been doing very well, actually. I think they've been in the top 3, haven't they, in Joey? And they've been doing their time on distance and realised that they need to get their kite up and get down towards the line. They don't care what all the big guns around them are thinking. They've got their kite set, and they're one of the smallest boats in the fleet. And they did a good job. They're really well organised. But actually the boat that is going round the pin first, and I think well, they're cutting it fine there. That's is that Hakuna Matata? I think it is. French boat, 3-5. What?
Line clear.
Well, that was a lovely time on distance there from Hakuna Matata there. The French boat, 3-5-4-2-5, because they came in around the port end. They kept reaching along the line to keep the boat speed on, and then they hoisted the kite and they timed it absolutely perfectly as the bow went down. And from what I could see, I was getting nervous that they were getting just a bit too close to the line, but they clearly got a much better handle on it than me, because they put the bow down and the kite up at absolutely just the right time, and have slipped away, and straight away they're in the lead. Behind them is a Hunter Impala, black hull, 9519. Can't quite read her name from here. That's doing well.
That is 2 Frank.
2 Frank, and then just to leeward of her is my old boat Hooligan. It's GBR 710, Trapper 950, just sliding through to leeward there, making a nice job of that. And then further back we've got a real mixture of sizes. We've got a folk boat, 504, and then we've got to leeward of her a bigger boat that I can't quite see what it is at the moment, but GBR 7977, but sandwiched in between is the little Sonata Joey that sailed by the youth team.
Mandarin is the folk boat.
Mandarin, okie doke. And then they've just Joey is just, they had the folk boat sail over their breeze, but now they've got clear air, so they're in good shape there. I was impressed with their start. And just to leeward of them, there's a John Corby design 2706. I'm not sure who that is. You'll have the name there, I'm sure.
2706.
Yeah, IRL 2706. It's a John Corby. Not quite sure. I think it's a 28-footer.
Kadachi.
Okay.
Kadachi.
Okay.
It's a Corby 27.
Oh, it's 27, right.
The leading boat there with the red spinnaker, Hakuna Matata, with Hakuna Matata on the side, and a big red spinnaker. They've had a great start.
They made a very good start to that. In fact, all the front runners in this group did, and particularly because the breeze, as I say, has dropped off a bit, and that does make it quite tricky. The most important thing is just to keep the boat speed on. Whatever you do, keep the boat speed on, because if you don't have any boat speed, well, the slower you are, the less manoeuvrable you are, and you really just need to keep that momentum going. And that means making sure that you've got enough room around you as you come into the line that you can alter course to just keep the pace on. If you don't, if you get yourself locked into a private battle with 2 or 3 boats, all of you end up coming out of it badly. But it's such an easy thing to say and such a difficult thing to do. But Hakuna Matata pulled that off very nicely. They came in with speed, kept the speed going on, had no one around them, could go where they wanted to go, bore away, hoisted the kite, got their timing spot on, and as a result they're in the lead.